Welcome to Record-ology.
Merry Christmas, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. I feel like I'm behind on talking about Christmas record stuff. I've got so much stuff that I collected over the summer that I want to share with you. So this is one of those videos. We're going to have a regular show tomorrow, but I had to share this with you. So when I was a kid, I have very fond memories of listening to this album, White Christmas by Bing Crosby. This is a weird re-release, Rudolph Records. I picked this up this summer. I had a different version of this tape, but it was this same album with, the greatest Christmas hits of Bing Crosby. I have amazing memories, specifically of riding home in the back of my parents' car on Christmas Eve from my aunt and uncle's house, and it was our tradition to go over there. I would like to find the original copy that I had because it had different artwork. In fact, it had this artwork on it. This is the CD release of White Christmas by Bing Crosby. It's the same album. I'm going to show you the back here. Now, we're really going down the rabbit hole on this. So if you guys are interested, stay tuned because there's going to be some surprises along the way that I've been looking forward to sharing with you all year. Anyway, just if you have to pick one Christmas album to take with you to a deserted island, it's got to be this. Is there a booklet in here? This is a cool CD. I don't think I've even listened to this CD copy of this. Okay, I hate it when at least it has something. The worst is when it's just a piece of paper, single ply. The second worst is when all you get is that. But anyway, that's that. So this is a very, very interesting album. And originally, it was not called White Christmas. And you'll be saying, wait a minute, why would it not be called White Christmas? As you can see, that looks like a vintage cover, White Christmas. I want you to keep in mind this artwork right here as we take a look at this. And you're like, oh, it's the same cover. It's just, CD version. No. It's not, because look at the album title. This is called Merry Christmas. Now, Merry Christmas was the original name of this album. It eventually evolved into White Christmas. You can say they even do the same similar coloring with the lettering and whatnot, and the signature from Bing. I do like the addition of the snowflakes there. This artwork is pretty horrendous. I think this is Season's Greetings. This is rough. I feel like they're pulling in some of the Irish aspects of the Bing Crosby music, which is a separate thing, separate topic for a separate day. But this is the OG. Well, not this isn't the OG. This is old. This is a vintage album. I picked this up this year. So my copy was a 60s era re-release with the typical Decca rainbow label until I found this. We have the sort of pre-60s Decca label. Boy, would I like to find some more Patsy Cline with this label. And the silver lettering on black label in mono, because this is a mono recording. I don't want the reprocessed stereo. I want the real deal. It's got some scratches, but it's actually very listenable. They're fairly surface level scratches. There's still some polish on there. And this is just a great, fantastic record to have. Much preferable over anything else in terms of versions of this album to just sit there and listen to. Here's the back. Absolutely beautiful. Different artwork than my stereo copy. I did give that to Fardamark, and he enjoys that because he only had one version. He had an 8-track version, which is one I don't have. In fact, let me roll in a little footage of his copy. You better not cry. So, this is just awesome stuff, but we're going to take it back a notch further. And we are going to look at the OG version of Merry Christmas. This is the original version of this album. And this is obviously on 78 RPM Records. It's a Decca album, number 550. To the best of my knowledge, there's no earlier iteration. Completely different artwork. This is going to make you mad. Look what I paid for it. I got this in April or May. I was have to get this. I wasn't in a Christmas mood really. I'm like, I cannot pass this up. And, it's an album of the, original sort with 78 RPM records. Now, the treasure that I want to share with you is actually the story about this disc. That is White Christmas, the song. But before I do that, really quickly, I was lucky enough to find a couple singles from the album as well. These would be singles of this album. I'm sorry I'm not doing this in a very orderly fashion, but so I found this and I was like, this is great. It doesn't have White Christmas on it. It's actually got different songs, which is cool. It's a single and it has the same artwork, and this is fantastic. This is a later issue, so it's unfortunately on the MCA label. MCA is what Decca became, so I would like this to be an earlier version, but that's okay. It's still cool to have, 45 of that. And then I do have a Decca release of these two songs. I have Silent Night on this Decca Rainbow label, and Adesta Fidelis, or O Come All Ye Faithful, also obviously the same label. Pretty cool stuff, but the piece de resistance, as I say way too many times, is the song White Christmas. Now let me get this record out and we'll take a closer look. So this is a beautiful, beautiful copy of this record from this album. I'm very thankful to have it. The story of the song White Christmas is fascinating, and here it is in a very brief form. So there was a movie called Holiday Inn, and it starred Bing Crosby and it starred Fred Astaire. One of the songs in that movie was Irving Berlin's White Christmas, which had been composed right before that. The song was initially not a huge hit, but within a couple of months became a huge hit. Such a big hit, in fact, that Billboard had to create a separate Christmas chart because the song kept staying on the charts. The original version, recorded in 1942, won an Academy Award and was just loved. Everybody loved this song. In fact, it was the first commercially successful secular Christmas song. It was so popular that Decca wore out the master. They literally wore it out to the point where dubs and copies were all that was left. And the popularity of the song kept growing, but with the original master destroyed, they're like, we need a new master. What are we going to do? They literally got Bing Crosby into the studio in 1947 to re-record it. So there's two versions of the song. The 1942 version, which isn't impossible to find. You can find it on YouTube. And the common version that was recorded in 1947, which is the one most of us are familiar with. There are little idiosyncrasy differences between the two songs. They literally got the same musicians together, the same background singers, which are the Ken Darby singers, and they all went into the studio and re-recorded the album, and it continued to be a hit to this very day. And that is the story. I just think that's super, super cool. So if I come across more versions of this, will I buy them? Probably, because to me, it's super fun to have these. This year, I was super blessed to find this record and that set. The other stuff, actually, I think I bought this one as well. So I did a video on this song and the records that I had at that point a year ago, but it's grown considerably. So I figured, you know what? We need a new version of this. So let me know if you've heard the original. Let me know if you have this and what format and version you have. I would love to hear it, guys. That's going to do it for now. Happy record hunting. We'll see you next.
May your days be merry and bright.